Extra, extra, read all about it. Today is a news day here at Marvel-ous Movie Mondays with Kelsey and Dill. How y'all doing? I'm Dylan. I'm one of the co-hosts. This is Kelsey. Kelsey, how are you on this
Uh,
lovely Monday morning?
well, Dill, I've been better. I'm just, battling a little bit of a hangover, but
Ah,
it's fine. I'm
see.
still excited to be here. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
All right, just a few questions. Did you lose a tooth?
No.
Okay, did a tiger end up in your bathroom?
No, not
Okay,
that I remember.
and did an Asian man jump out of the trunk of your car and try to kill you?
No.
Okay, then we're all good. So it couldn't have been the worst hangover in the world,
No.
if you know what I was getting at. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm exhausted just because of all that happened this weekend at Comic Con. I did not go, but I was scouring the Twitter and Instagram and live streams and all the galore Comic Con fun stuff. New York Comic Con doesn't get announcements like this. San Diego is the place to be. First big Comic Con since 2019. We've
Mm.
seen some D23 conventions, we've seen some online stuff, but like this was the first like huge in person Comic Con, like back to the norm. Got some DC stuff, got some Lord of the Rings stuff, got some a really cool Dungeons and Dragons trailer by the same people who made Game Night. But
Mm.
the highlight, of course, was Marvel. Marvel was big talk of the town Thursday and Friday with their animation. Talk of the town, obviously Saturday night with their live action slate. Kelsey has seen the two trailers that dropped, so we can actually talk about them. But she has not heard much other news, or the news she's heard has been like spoiled to her in snippets that she's kind of tried to like just ignore right away. And
Mhm.
even then, I don't know if she knows the half of it, or she only knows half of it in terms of the spoiler she knows. So I'm really excited to just lay all this news on you, Kels, because a lot of this stuff is stuff we knew was coming or was rumored, but now we got confirmed stuff and release dates for them. But what are you most looking forward to with just the new announcements of things coming to the MCU?
Honestly, I'm curious to see if any of the characters from any of the shows that we watch on Disney Plus, whether they're past characters or, new characters we've seen in phase 4 here are going to be, getting some of their own movies,
Right?
getting incorporated to like, the 25, 26 film cycle we have
Yeah,
going
for
on
sure.
now.
So, the first thing, let's touch on the animation first, because this was a little bit less of like a mind blown moment. I mean, we have the announcement that I Am Groot is coming August 10th.
Mhm.
Very, very exciting. That is a Wednesday, as normal for these Marvel series now. I think I don't know how many shorts, but I think it's only like five.
5,
Probably
yeah.
not something we're gonna need to cover a whole episode on each episode. If anything, this will
Yeah.
be like we'll tack the I Am Groot on to each episode that we watch of She-Hulk. But it looks cute. I think we did get a trailer for this too, which I forgot to send you. I forgot about the animation stuff last night, but looks cute. Any thoughts?
All good. Somebody got you covered. I got this sent to me,
Okay.
because everyone knows my,
Yeah.
absolute love for Groot. I have
and
him
yeah
in
and this
2
was
places.
this was the an animation announcement day too, so this was not like the day that like everyone was trying to keep secret from you. So yeah, looks very cute. And actually, it's funny, we'll talk about Groot a little bit later, but it's going to be interesting to just live with baby Groot perhaps one last time, if you know what I mean,
Mm.
just because he's growing up. That's what I'm
Yep.
getting at. He's not going to die, but we're not going to see baby
No.
Groot ever again. So
No,
this is pretty
yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Yeah. So the
But
big
he's
news also
adorable.
was what if? What if season two? I know this is a little out of order because it's Facebook, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it in order. But what if was like the first big thing they talked about at the animation panel? We're getting season two. We knew we would, but
Uh-huh.
we have some details now about some of the episodes and what they might entail. There is an episode set off of the 2003 comic series Marvel 1602, where they literally place the superheroes in the Elizabethan era, which I think is going to be really fun.
Oh,
I just came off doing a show where we were all Elizabethans, so this will be a very fun little exploration.
a
And
Renaissance episode.
Renaissance, yeah, Hulk in the Renaissance is what I most want to see. Other episodes and plot lines feature a story about Hela, Odin, Hela. I think I'm just reading this, so I don't know. I think Hela has her own episode. There's one about Odin versus the Mandarin, which sounds very interesting.
Mm.
Yondu. Okay, we're getting the continuation of Yondu giving young Peter Quill to his father Ego. Um, Captain Carter meeting the Winter Soldier, and then Natasha and Tony on Sakaar with Valkyrie and Hulk. So that'll be very interesting. Maybe like if Natasha went after Bruce after Age of Ultron type
Mm.
thing. And there was some exclusive footage of the Hela stuff. There was some exclusive footage about Tony Stark on the planet Sakaar and Thor Ragnarok. There was like a death race type thing, like a Mad Max Fury Road thing with Hulk and the Master and all those things. There was some
Mm.
stuff with Odin, and then the Shang-Chi parents, like the Mandarin and his wife, Ying Li. Um, Very interesting. So we're getting Shang-Chi Mandarin, not Ben Kingsley. Um, but yeah, I don't want to go too far into like plot details about that, but that is basically what we heard about What If. And we got they showed a complete episode of season 2 called What If Captain Carter Fought the Hydra Stomper. So I guess they're also continuing the Captain Carter stuff. Any thoughts on the What If stuff, Kelsey?
That sounds interesting. You said Odin versus the Mandarin, but like not Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, it's the Shang-Chi Mandarin. So Shang-Chi's dad.
Ah,
So
okay.
Battle of the Dads, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, what if we were kind of both like, all right, this was good, as like as a break of the mold and kind of something different, but we also didn't love how they tried to tie it all, or I didn't love how they tried to tie it all together at the end. I liked it kind of just existing in their own little story, so I hope they
Mm,
continue that route, just because they
sure.
tried to make it its own like that was all connected, and I didn't really love that aspect of it. But I'm very excited for season 2, just because the animation is also very fun to look at. So,
Yeah.
any other
No,
thoughts on that?
yeah. So for the Yondu Peter Quill episode, is
Hmm.
that it's Peter
I
Quill, it's not um
T'Challa, no.
T'Challa?
No, and I believe it might have something to do with the ending of that episode where we saw him like sweeping up at like a
Oh,
Dairy
at the
Queen or
Dairy
something.
Queen?
I
Yeah.
think maybe they're gonna go back to that, or they're just gonna show us, because What If is usually alternate reality, so it's not gonna be. Yeah, it might be like Yondu taking Peter Quill, and rather than taking him for himself, bringing him to Ego or something like that. Very
Right.
interesting though. The one big
Interesting.
thing that we knew was coming, but we didn't really know any details on, was Spider-Man freshman year. This was announced a while ago. We covered it at some point when they announced it. But we know that this is set before Civil War, so this is his freshman year of high school, and it's
Mm.
animated. It's animated as well, so we knew it was going to be animated. Characters. Okay, so we got basically a lineup of all the characters we're going to see in this, because they showed like a picture of all the villains, and I don't have all the pictures here to show, but I do have a list of them. Uh, we have Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and Norman Osborn is apparently going to be acting as the mentor figure, kind of like Tony Stark was. Norman Osborn, who is also the Green Goblin, as we know. Chameleon, Scorpion, Speed Demon, Tarantula, Rhino, the Wizard, Doctor Strange will be in it. I don't know if he's a villain or not, and of course Doctor Octopus. You can't have Spider-Man without him. So that is a lineup of villains, and it was also confirmed. This was the big news of the panel, because this guy was announced a lot throughout the panel. We saw him back in Spider-Man: No Way Home, and we knew that he was coming back to play this character. But his first appearance as this character, it is Charlie Cox as Daredevil, will return in Spider-Man freshman year. So that's also going to be very interesting. They really want to use that New York atmosphere. So he will be voicing the character of Daredevil in Spider-Man freshman year. But there is still more Charlie Cox to come in these announcements. But Kelsey, thoughts on what you've heard there?
Wait, I'm sorry, Dill. I missed it. This is a TV show?
This is a TV series, yep, about Peter Parker in freshman year of high school. It's actually funny because there's another announcement in just a sec that I'll make about this. But yeah, this is going to be the first series. I don't know how many episodes necessarily, but it is going to be releasing in 2024.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. Wow, I
Yep.
did not know about this one at all.
We've talked about it. It was I think part
We
of the news.
have?
A long time ago, there was like a news haul of all the new stuff that was coming out that we talked about. Like that was when they announced like Secret Invasion and
Uh,
Ironheart, all those things. Like it was part
oh
of that
yeah,
lineup of stuff.
all those
Uh,
things I've forgotten about.
yeah, so this is a good refresher. Yeah, this was announced, but we didn't really know too much about it. I don't even know if Tom Holland is returning to voice Spider-Man. I assume he would. But the other big news that dropped with the show is that they've already greenlit a second season called Spider-Man Sophomore Year. So they must have loved what they saw just
Interesting.
from early stuff in this to already greenlight another, which is pretty cool.
And
Um,
obviously,
yeah.
this is going to be on Disney Plus.
Yes, this will be on Disney Plus. Sorry,
Okay.
I should specify all this. I really, but all the animation so far is Disney Plus TV. So no animated films coming out of Marvel Studios. The only animated film coming out of Marvel at all is with Sony, which is Into the Spider Verse Part One or Across the Spider Verse or whatever it's called. Which is I think
Mm.
late next year. I think it got pushed or mid next year. It got pushed though from this year to next year.
Oh, Dill,
Um,
speaking of Disney
yeah.
Plus, are you going to talk about at all mention at any time the new movies that just got added to Disney Plus?
Oh, that's right. Well, I think they might have something to do with something we're talking about in a little bit. Um,
Alrighty, then we'll save it. We'll save it.
we'll save it. But let's talk about right now. Actually, let's talk about it now. X
Oh,
Men
okay.
'97. So this was also part of the news drop that happened a while ago, but Kelsey has forgotten all those. So I'm going to remind her that they are bringing back the animated X-Men show. The plot
Mm.
details: the creators of the show listed the characters who create a timeless team. Those characters, of course, Rogue, Beast, Gambit, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Storm, Jubilee, and Cyclops. Of course, this is animated. And they are introducing new characters. Well, maybe not new characters, but other characters like Cable, Bishop, Nightcrawler, Emma Frost, Callisto, and Magneto in a new look. And apparently, Magneto is the leader of this X Men. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic
Mm.
pulling that plot line. Very short, incomplete clip was shown. And again, like Spider-Man freshman year, a season 2 has already been greenlit. So we're getting a lot of these. I think the animated ones are probably a lot cheaper to make, so they're probably just like having more faith that they can keep pumping them out. I don't
Sure.
know a ton about the X-Men animated series. I didn't watch it, but it is one of like I've heard the best Marvel things ever made. So I'm very excited to see
Mm.
X-Men '97, which has a fall 2023 release date. So we're gonna get that next month, which is gonna be very very exciting. Any thoughts on this X-Men '97?
Uh, Fall 2023.
Yes.
So in a year.
Yes. So we have a year if we wanted to watch the original X-Men animated series since this
Okay.
is a revival of it. Because I believe that ended in 97 or around 97. I believe yeah, it ended in 1997. So they're picking up
Mm.
I think right where they left off, which is going to be pretty cool. But now under this Marvel Studios banner, who knows if this is going to incorporate other X-Men that we could see in the live action. And this brings us to our other announcement of what movies were added to Disney Plus. If Kelsey, you want to tell us.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, we got our first R-rated movies on Disney Plus. I'm You can probably know where I'm going now, with that disclaimer. We got Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Logan on,
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus.
Which
How
I think
exciting.
is good. I think it's important. I think as we see with them requiring the rights, we're gonna get these characters eventually, and we know Deadpool 3 is coming at some point. So
Mhm.
like we know people are gonna want to have their completion, whatever you want to call it. Like they want to have seen everything before they watch it. So
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
No, I agree. I'm very excited. I'm very
Yeah,
impressed that Disney made this move,
for sure.
It feels very progressive of them.
So that was the end of the animation panel, except for one more thing, which we didn't get a ton of. But I'm gonna just remove this for a sec, only because there's no picture here, and I don't want to spoil the next thing. But we are also
Okay.
getting Marvel Zombies, which was also confirmed in the last news drop that we're getting a Marvel Zombies series.
Oh.
Kelsey is acting like she's hearing this for the first time, which I love. But this they have added. We already knew that Hawkeye, Captain America, Abomination, Ghost, Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, Okoye, and Icarus were in the series, but now we are finding out that we have new characters, including Yelena, Red Guardian, Kate Bishop, Jimmy Woo, Miss Marvel, and Death Dealer. I don't even know who Death Dealer is. So they will also be part of this. And this goes along with your note with our rating. This will be the first ever TV mature series by Marvel, which, for people who
Ah.
don't know, they don't have PG-13 R ratings for TV. TV is basically on a scale of, I don't know the ratings necessarily, but TV MA is like mature television, so it's recommended. It's the R rating of television. So we're getting our first R-rated series, and it's the Marvel animated Zombies in 2024. Thoughts on that, Kels?
Death Dealer is this guy from Shang-Chi.
Well, there you go. So we have met him already. Of course, Kelsey, our trivia aficionado, would know that.
No, no,
But
I Googled that. That
oh,
wasn't out
okay.
off the top of the
Oh,
dome. I wanted to know
oh,
who Death Dealer was, so I just,
she
you
could have
know.
lost a trivia match with that then. I'm kidding.
Oh,
In what
well, now
film
I
does Death
know.
Dealer appear? Well, now
Th-
you know.
Throw it at me. I
There you
know.
go. Any thoughts on that though? I mean, we it was so long ago that we got our last news drop, but we did kind of talk about the fact that we were getting a Marvel Zombie series, but now like that we know a little bit more about who's in it and that it is rated TV mature. What do you think of that?
That's making me think that it's gonna be quite a gory one, Dill.
I
I'm
hope so.
nervous.
I
Ugh,
why are you
giving me
nervous?
Deadpool gore vibes because listen, I just started watching The Boys, like I said
Hmm.
last week, and that show is as gory as they come. I never watched like The Walking Dead, frankly, because that show just like never appealed to me at any point in time ever. But like just the I don't like watch it's just like blood and guts and there's a lot going on. And
Okay.
it's not the funnest to watch. Come on, I
Okay.
can't be alone in this.
No, you're not alone in this. So moving on now to some what I believe to be the earth shattering announcement, not earth shattering announcements, but this is the live action stuff that we're going to be talking about now. And honestly, I was
Wow.
quite surprised because Kevin Feige comes out on stage. All right, he's working up the
Mhm.
crowd, and immediately he says, "Phase 4 is over," and I'm just like, "Oh, okay," because we've been wondering this whole time, like, where's Phase 4 going? What is the next move? What are the next steps? Like, where's this phase going? And turns out Phase 4 is ending with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So after
Mm.
She-Hulk, after Black Panther Wakanda Forever, that's it for Phase 4. Uh, Immediate thoughts on that, Kels, before we get into, I guess, Phase 5 news. And I'll tell you right now, Phase 6 news. We got basically all of Phase. Let me just give you the groundwork. We got all of Phase 5 and a few titles of Phase 6 revealed at this panel. So,
I'm
what are your
absolutely
thoughts?
shaking in my boots right now. Okay, so I kind of assume that phase 4 was probably going to end at the end of this year just because, we've gotten a lot of projects in this phase.
Yeah.
It might
Hmm.
not feel like a ton because a lot of them were TV shows,
Hmm.
but we've gotten a ton of stuff here, gotten a lot to chew on in phase 4, and it's definitely
Yeah.
felt like more of a transitional era
Mm.
between, post we're in a post Thanos, post Snap world, and everyone has kind of had to refigure out their situations in some way or another. So I'm really excited for phase 5 because now it feels like, okay, we finally got our bearings and now we can just hit the ground running.
That's right. And thoughts on, because She-Hulk, obviously we knew about. We know about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We're gonna get into those in a little bit. We're gonna go in kind of the order that they went with in the panel, so we're not quite there yet. But just overall thoughts on what you think of just this overall phase as a whole, because we know we were kind of like not sure where it was going, and we're gonna get answers to that as well in a bit. But like, do
Okay.
you do you do you think this collection of films together makes like, because each phase kind of has their own unique identity? Like the first phase was like teaming up the Avengers. The second phase was kind of like the fallout of the Battle of New York and the Ultron stuff and Sokovia.
Mm,
And then the third was kind of the fallout of Sokovia, the Avengers breaking up and then coming together to defeat Thanos. And all three of those were known as the Infinity Saga because it was all about the Infinity Stones. Like they drove the narrative. Thoughts on
right.
just this phase now? Like now looking at it, now that we know that it's complete, like what do you call it?
I what would I call it? Oh, I don't know. It just feels like very much like we're connecting, old characters to now this slew of like new characters that we have to incorporate
Mm,
to, the storylines and everything. It almost feels like, I know he's only shown up in like, well, he's shown up in 2 movies, and now we've seen him coming into a 3rd project along the way, and it feels like Wong is acting like the glue some way, somehow. I
yeah.
don't know why, but he's,
Well,
like, almost
3
being like,
movies, Kels. We got Shang-Chi, Spider-Man,
"Oh, you're
and
right,
Doctor
you're right, you're
Strange.
right."
Yeah.
For
Mhm.
some reason in my head, Doctor Strange and No Way Home is the same movie. Like, I don't know why, but they're just clumped together in my head. So 3
That's fair.
movies. Now he's coming up in a 4th project. It feels like he's very much acting like the Nick Fury in this era. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
would call this the Wong dynasty. This
I love that.
this era. This
This
phase.
phase, this phase,
Phase
because I
4.
I was gonna tell you right now, the era, we will be getting a actual confirmation of what this era we're in right now is in a little bit, but let's just take a look
Okay.
really quick one last time at our beautiful phase 4. Um, we had WandaVision, we had Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, Doctor Strange, Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm sure they left off a few things like Miss Marvel and uh, a few things. What if season one, and of course at the end there, She-Hulk and Black Panther were gone forever. But that is it for Phase 4. Take a good look at it because it is gone. Um, next, we got a confirmation of what the first project of Phase 5 would be with a release date, and that is, of course, on February of 2023. We're getting Ant-Man Quantumania. We knew
Oh.
that was coming. What were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Guardians Volume 3, but we
No,
can
no,
talk
no.
about this
Guardians
one.
Guardians Volume 3 is coming, but Ant-Man
Okay.
Quantumania will be the first of Phase 5, and then all the titles we kind of already knew were coming. Uh, Maybe Kelsey doesn't remember because this was from a while ago, but Secret Invasion will be
I
the
remember
second.
that.
You do? Good. Spring 2023 is when that is coming, and then of course Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There you said it, May 5th to
Mm.
2023. So that is also coming in 2023. So less than half a year away. No, never mind. No, I'm doing the math wrong. Less than a year away though, from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Of course, Echo, the spinoff of Hawkeye, as we knew her, Maya, I believe her name is.
Mm.
Echo is summer of 2023. Then we have Loki season 2, which is summer of 2023 as well. So we're getting 2 series, Echo and Loki season 2, in 2023. And then this is a big one, Blade, November
Mm.
3rd, 2023. That is a confirmed release date for Blade. And of course, the Marvels is somewhere in there too. The Marvels is July of 2023. So those are all the first. That's the first half of Phase 5 so far. There's still more to come, but I'm gonna let you react to that because those are all the titles we knew were coming. We knew were coming. So Ant-Man, Quantumania, Secret Invasion, Guardians of the Galaxy, Echo, Marvels, Loki season 2, and Blade. What are your thoughts?
Secret Invasion is a movie or a show?
Secret Invasion is a Disney Plus series. Let me recap. Quantumania is a film. Secret Invasion is a series. Guardians is a film. Echo's a series. Loki's a series. Marvels is a film. Blade's a film. So that is what we're at right now.
Gotcha,
Thoughts?
gotcha, gotcha. Well, we've known about Quantumania. As you can tell, I'm the most excited about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, being that those are my favorite films in this whole thing. Fun fact about Echo Dill is that I knew about Echo. Well, I knew about Echo because I remember we talked a little bit about Echo.
Hmm.
But then I also knew it's, emphasized in my brain that Echo was going to be a thing because I saw a casting call for it and they were looking
Oh,
for background extras, but they were looking
nice.
for Native Americans, and that's
Hmm.
not me. So I
Um,
didn't get to apply, but
Glad
I
you didn't
so
take
would
that job.
have. They
Um,
needed a little Irish girl. I'm there.
yes. So that is the first half of Phase 5. Now,
Oh, and
move.
Blade.
Oh,
Wait, I'm
yes.
sorry. And
Mahershala
Blade
Ali.
is
Yes,
Hersha Ali, and like the end credit scene of Eternals. That's what
that is correct.
is
That
with
is
the
correct. So,
Jon
so
Snow. What's his name? Kit Harington.
Kit Harrington, which we might see in that probably. They didn't give us any announcements specifically on a lot of these shows, specifically Blade or anything, but they just gave a release date to what we already knew. But they also dropped, we knew this was coming too, but I forgot to mention it, Ironheart, which is going to be basically the female, not counterpart because they're not like romantically involved, but the female equivalent, almost like the Kate Bishop to uh,
Hawkeye.
Clint Barton, like she is to Iron Man, even though they don't really interact because Iron Man is, of course, gone. That is in fall
Mm.
2023. That was also part of that first half that I forgot to mention with Blade. Um, and any thoughts on that? I mean, that one we've kind of known about for a while too. That is a series. No,
That's
we don't know too much about her,
interesting.
but we'll learn a little bit more about her later because there's another project that she has to do with. And then we did know this was coming, so this was another announcement. We knew this was coming. We had a different name attached to it, so now we're there. There was a name change. So instead of Agatha. Um,
House of Darkness.
House of
Oh,
Harkness, we are now getting Agatha, Coven of Chaos. Kelsey, what do you think of this name change? Does this strike any interest
whoa.
to you? Disney Plus
So,
series, by the way. I'm going to keep
yeah.
confirming whether they're a series or not. And this will be in the winter of 2023/2024. So it might carry over through Christmas, New Year's break. What are your thoughts?
So we go from House of Harkness to Coven of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings two things to my brain. It makes me think that it's going to be way bigger than they initially thought it was going to be. I think there's going to be more characters. There's going to be a whole
Mm-hmm.
coven of witches and chaos. That makes me think of chaos magic that was brought up to us in WandaVision.
That's right.
And yeah, I'm really excited for this. I love
Cool.
Catherine Hahn. I love
Me
this
too.
character. I'm excited.
Me too. So the next thing I want to pull up the graphic because I don't want to spoil anything else. All right. So this was another huge announcement. This was like the first like new announcement of stuff that we had not known was coming. I mean, the Agatha name change was big. We knew basically everything so far though, except for release dates. The Phase 4 thing was big as well, but like this was the first new title announcement. Here we go. So Kevin
Oh
Feige said
boy.
we are greenlighting an 18 episode season. I was like, 18, that's big. That's great. And he said it is basically let's say it's a famous series or famous character brought back again, if you know what I mean. We're reviving something, Kelsey. Maybe another name we heard about earlier. That's right, because Daredevil, Born Again, Daredevil is coming back. We're getting a season 4 of Daredevil, aka season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. This is basically a continuation of Daredevil. Daredevil's back. Kelsey, what do you think?
Like a live action, like
Yeah, like Charlie
Matt
Cox is back as Daredevil, as Matt Murdock. That'll be in
and
spring
Matt Murdock?
2024. We are getting a fourth season. Well, some people are calling it a fourth season. Some people are calling it just this new series. Whatever you want to call it, though. Basically, Netflix doesn't have Marvel anymore. Marvel was like, hey, let's get Daredevil back. And now we're going to go forward with Daredevil. We're getting more Daredevil. Vincent D'Onofrio will return as Kingpin as well. This was a huge announcement. No one saw this coming. Charlie Cox coming back to the role. We knew he was coming back for the Spider-Man animated series. We knew he was back for Spider-Man No Way Home. He may appear in a trailer that we're about to talk about, but this was like a big thing. This was like his own series is coming back. We're getting Daredevil in the MCU. Kelsey, what are your thoughts on this?
Is Froggy in it?
I don't know. I assume he
Froggy
would be.
Nelson?
Well, actually,
Is
we haven't finished watching the series, so we don't even know if he makes it out.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
True. Um,
We don't know.
but what are your
Um,
thoughts?
I mean, like, so excited. I really like this character. I wonder what the urge was. Like, I wanna know the motivation behind, like, reviving this character. Like, what
Mm,
because there's so many projects on Marvel projects on Netflix, and like this is the one character that they were like, yes, this is the one we
yeah,
need to bring back. Maybe it was because they wanted to bring Kingpin back and
maybe.
Hawkeye.
Well, also just knowing, just growing up more, because Kelsey's like a more recent Marvel fan, but like growing up with the hype, like this was the series, like people were just obsessed with this.
Mm,
Like this was the popular one. This and Jessica Jones were like the two big ones. The other ones really didn't do too well. Like Iron Fist got bad reviews, and the Inhumans was not good apparently. But
mm.
yeah, I think this could open the door for maybe a Jessica Jones revival or a Luke Cage revival or even an
Mm.
Iron Fist revival, like all those series that did have to go, even an Agents of Shield, even though that went on for a long, long time. I really do think this is the one though that like was the most popular. It was the darkest, so they want to keep up that dark tone, and I think this kind of goes back
Yeah.
to what we were saying about Loki and Deadpool. It has that potential to go dark and go deep. People were worried though because Kingpin was a little more toned down in Hawkeye, so people are worried that this is going to be a little bit more toned down. We'll only have to wait and see. But also 18 episodes, that's huge. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot for that. And I honestly I kind of like that because we've talked about how these episodes for the stories they're trying to tell feels like not enough time, but then some series feel like they're drawn out too long. So like I'm interested to see how this will go. But I'm very
Do we know
excited.
how long the episodes are going to be?
No idea. I assume same as the show on Netflix, so maybe close to an hour. I don't know, like
Okay.
45 minutes. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I'm very excited for that. Charlie Cox returning, and then another announcement. We knew this was coming, but we didn't have a title. We didn't have a confirmation. We just knew that this movie was in the works, and it is Sam Wilson as Captain America in Captain America: New World Order, and that
That's
will release
great.
in May 3rd of 2024. So Daredevil will be in the spring, and this is coming in May of 2024. So this is the first film so far of 2024. This is the penultimate film of Phase 5. What do you think of this announcement?
Um, I have chills. I love Sam Wilson as Captain America. You know how much I love the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. New World Order. That also just like I don't know. That has a little bit of a menacing tone to it. I mean, it can
Mhm.
also be like hopeful because it's like this is like the new world. Like it's everything's changed now for the better. But like the first thing that comes to mind when I hear New World Order is like the conspiracy theories that are centered around the Illuminati. Oh my god,
Mhm.
wait, we already met the Illuminati. Am I am I putting pieces together I didn't even know were there? But regardless still, sorry, my
You're
brain
good.
is all over the place as we know. Um I'm very excited for this. Wow, this is
Very
really
cool.
exciting. I genuinely know nothing. I know the one thing that I told you that was spoiled for me, and then I
Yeah.
don't know anything else. So this
And
is all
notice
very exciting
notice
for
how we
me.
haven't gotten there yet. So that is
Mhm.
the penultimate uh film of phase 5. This is going to be the final film of phase 5. Another one that was speculated like Captain America 4 was not confirmed until now. We're getting Thunderbolts. We talked about it earlier a few
Oh,
weeks ago.
right.
This is the one that is the anti-hero squad. It's basically the anti-Avengers. Speculation. We have no confirmation on who's in it, but speculation is that we're going to get some Baron Zemo back. We're going to get some
Nice.
Yelena, some Wyatt Russell as John Walker. Basically, people are thinking that what Julia Louis-Dreyfus has been doing is the Nick Fury of Thunderbolts. So
Mm.
that is going to be fun when we get more confirmation. Also, we have D23 coming up in September, which is the Disney convention. So, like, we're going to get more announcements. And I believe we'll probably get some cast announcements for this and for one other project that we haven't talked about yet then. But this is pretty exciting. This is the wrap up of Phase 5. So, Phase 5 is done now. We have our whole slate of Phase 5. Believe it or not, I'm going to rattle it off one more time, including What If, because What If is in there as well. I just didn't write it down because it wasn't part of the live action. But starting with Quantum Mania, February 2023. Moving on to Secret
Mhm.
Invasion series in spring 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in May of 2023. Echo series in the summer of 2023, Loki season 2 in the summer of 2023, The Marvels July of 2023, Blade November of 2023, Ironheart the series in fall of 2023, and then Agatha Coven of Chaos in winter of 2023. That's all 2023. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects plus What If. And maybe X-Men, I can't remember. So like 9 or 10 projects in 2023. And then of course Daredevil Born Again in spring of 2024. That is a series. Captain America: The New World Order in May of 2024. That's only 2 live action things in 2024 actually. So we're gonna get like way less in 2024. And then in 2025, the final film of Phase 5, Thunderbolts. thoughts on all that now that I've covered all of Phase 5 before we head into other things like Phase 6 and then specifics about each film that were announced later. This is I'm going in order of what they presented. So like this was what they did. They just kind of went through each timeline like crazy for Phase 5. What are your thoughts? That was a lot of information.
Crazy. I can't believe my whole life is planned up until 2025. That's amazing for me. I'm
Yes.
like, I know what I'm doing on all of these dates, all of these nights when these
Mhm.
projects come out.
Yeah, crazy. I think it's going to be interesting, especially when I get to later news, what all this makes up together, because it still feels like these projects don't really have a lot of connective tissue.
Mhm.
But who knows? We may find out a little bit about that later. But now
Oh, okay.
the next part of the panel was, of course, She-Hulk. So, oh, didn't mean to pull up all the Facebook comments with that. There we go. She-Hulk. And we did get a trailer. So, Kelsey, you watched this trailer.
I
I know
did.
we're kind of going backwards now, but what he did is Kevin Feige basically spelled out those timelines. Those were the two timelines he gave, and now he's going to go into more project specific stuff. So, before we get to some Phase 6 news, but this was kind of the next announcement they made with She-Hulk. They gave a poster, cute little poster. They confirmed, Kevin Feige confirmed that it is Marvel's first 30-minute TV comedy. So the episodes will be 30 minutes long, and it's structured as a sitcom or a comedy.
Hmm.
So maybe not a sitcom like WandaVision was, not like traditional, but like it is a 30-minute comedy series. So something that you would just watch a half hour and be done with and wait for the next week. I mean, it's your Parks and Rec and Offices and all that stuff, very digestible. um, I don't know how many episodes we're getting of it. I don't remember. But Kels, thoughts on this trailer? Because we got a trailer which did reveal that your boy Wong Dynasty is back, and of course Charlie Cox's Daredevil is back for this as well, which we kind of assumed because attorneys in New York. Why not? Why wouldn't you use this to bring an attorney from New York from Hell's Kitchen back? But thoughts on She-Hulk?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited that it's going to be a comedy that's a different tone that
Hmm.
the MCU is taking on. So they always try to incorporate comedy in like everything that they do, but for them to just go like full blown like you were saying Dill sitcom style,
Hmm.
that's really fun. I did notice in the trailer that she kind of has like Fleabag moment, if you're familiar with the show on
I'm not.
Fleabag, where she cuts to the camera and
Ah, yes.
breaks a fourth wall because
Yeah.
Bruce says something like, "Oh, like you can just go back to being an attorney if that's what you want to do," and she says. He doesn't really mean that. And then she kind of has this moment like, wait, did I just do that? And Bruce is like, did she just do that? And so like, I don't know if that's going to be an ongoing
Hmm.
bit that they do in the show. I mean, I think that would be really tongue in cheek, if you will, very like
Yep.
office y, doing takes to the camera when things go haywire. But it looks super fun. It looks like it doesn't feel so much as an origin story because it feels like she really kind of has like her thing under control. She's she doesn't hide the fact that she can Hulk out. She's
Right.
going on in her day-to-day life as an attorney, like as the She-Hulk. So it's gonna be a very interesting dynamic. I'm excited for this
Yeah.
one for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I love Hulk. He's always been one of my favorites, but I
I know.
just I don't know if I love the idea of having like a comedy be the Hulk series, type thing. But if they make it work, I'm excited for it. Just because I was like, with Hulk, I want something a little bit more like, "Urgh." But it's not
Sure.
Hulk, it's She-Hulk, and we don't know what her vibe is yet. I'm also a little worried just based on what we've been hearing about these visual effects artists and the way they're overworked, underpaid. I just really
Mm,
hope the visuals hold up because some of the stuff in the trailers I haven't been all like that impressed by. Like she looks a little the design of She-Hulk looks a little odd to me still, like the green. But I think
mm,
I just need to see it in the context of things to really fully embrace it. But the next
sure.
panel, or next part of the panel, this is all one big panel. It's the Hall H panel at Comic Con. We went into Secret Invasion, which we've already talked about, but like we got a little bit more news on just what it is. Um, Colby Smulders came out to introduce this. She is returning as Maria Hill. That basically confirmed her involvement in that. She Some notes from the panel. She called Secret Invasion an exciting thriller. You're never gonna know who people are. Are they a scroll? Are they themselves? Who's to say? And I thought that was very, very interesting. And then we also got an exclusive look. Well, they got an exclusive look. We didn't, at Secret Invasion, which included the return. This is the announcement for Secret Invasion of Don Cheadle as War Machine. So he's back.
Hmm.
War Machine will be in Secret Invasion. Interesting that we didn't get any news on Armor Wars, which was also supposed to be part of this new phase. So um, no announcement of if Armor Wars is still happening. The director has said it is, but Kevin Feige has not. So I don't know if they scrapped that project and they're just going to kind of combine it with this or not. But we are getting Secret Invasion, all the Skrull stuff in this series. Kelsey, do you
Mm.
know much about Secret Invasion? Do you have any thoughts on it? Because the only Secret Invasion stuff we got the last time for the news drop was just that shot of Nick Fury without the eye patch, and he had like that scar on his eye. What are your thoughts on Secret Invasion?
Do we know what the plot is?
Um, I know it has to do with scrolls. Um, I should really
Yeah,
look
I
this.
got
I should
that.
really look this up. Let me just look up MCU Phase 5 now because that's happening. Um,
Crazy.
that is crazy. Let me just find it here. Sorry, pardon my wait. While we're on it, excited to see Maria Hill and War Machine back.
I am excited. That's you know, I love a Don Cheadle moment. I feel like
Oh, we're also getting Martin Freeman back as what's his name, Agent Ross as well. So
CIA agent Everett Ross.
the premise is basically what I've said: a sect of shape-shifting aliens. The Skrulls have infiltrated all aspects of Earth. Yay! That's it.
Nice.
That's what we
So are
got. So
they gonna be like the villains? Because I thought we moved past that.
I don't know. It seems like infiltrating could mean good things as well. I mean, we saw it at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home. I wouldn't consider them villains, but they are infiltrate. They were infiltrating that storyline too. It was not
Yeah, that's true.
Maria Hill
That's
and
true.
Nick Fury. So,
And that is the
no,
last time we saw Maria Hill too.
yes. Um, oh, she was
Or
not at the
not.
funeral. Was she at the funeral or no?
What wasn't
Oh, I
far
don't think
from
she was. No, she wasn't.
wait,
Oh, right.
whose
Far From Home was
funeral?
afterwards. Never mind. I was thinking of the end game with all of them. I forgot. So that was the last
Oh
time we saw
no.
Nick Fury then as well, right?
In the far yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
So there you go. Next up, I don't actually have a graphic for it. I don't know why they didn't give one, but Quantumania. Ant-Man Quantumania. That's the first film of Phase 5. Got a next little showing. Catherine Newton, love Catherine Newton so much, is the new Cassie Lang. They recast her because they want to make her a more main character. But of
mm,
course, the younger girl isn't old enough to be this older version who's gone through the blip and all that stuff, or gone through the passing of time. So
yeah.
Catherine Newton, who, for anyone who isn't familiar, she was on Big Little Lies. She was in Detective Pikachu. She was in that movie Freaky with Vince Vaughn. She switched bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Catherine Newton. She's a great actress. Um, she
Oh, but
came
they
out to
had
base what?
sorry, they had another girl. Yeah, she kind of looks like Cassie, so I'm just looking at her. But they
Yeah,
casted Cassie for Endgame.
yeah, I know.
Damn.
I think that was almost like a afterwards. They were like, if we're gonna make this a bigger character, let's get a bigger name or something. I don't
Oh,
really know. And
probably.
then Paul Rudd came out. Of course, he had to be there, and basically said that this will spend a lot more time in the quantum realm than what we've seen before. Um,
Mm,
Scott Lang is pleased with himself for saving the universe, says Paul Rudd. Scott has been busy at workish with a little book. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So he kind of stopped talking there. And of course, we get Jonathan Majors joining the stage as Kang the Conqueror. He apparently looked very,
mm.
very menacing in the clips and footage that was dropped. We got a few other little bits of news as well. MODOK is going to be confirmed to be a villain, one of the villains, or is going to appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. MODOK, not a very successful series on Hulu, so maybe they're giving their go on the MCU for MODOK, a famous character. And rumors are that it is going to be played by Corey Stoll, who played Yellow Jacket. So maybe they're going to try to make it so that's the same character, Darren Cross. I'm really not so sure. And it was also confirmed that
Interesting.
Bill Murray is confirmed to be starring in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. These were rumors that we had heard about for so long, but are
Mm,
finally true. Bill Murray joining the MCU. That's a big get. And that was all the information for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I almost said Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I was correct. I just need to add the subtitle. It's hard
in
because it's Ant-Man,
Quantumania.
then they add and the Wasp, then they add Quantumania. So maybe the next one will be
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania in the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know. Thoughts on this, because this is also introducing kind of what we believe to be our big bad of season 5 of phase 5, considering we also saw him at the end of Loki season 1, and he'll probably be in Loki season 2 because of the statue we saw. Kang
Mm.
and Jonathan Majors. Thoughts on this
Yeah.
while I pull up the poster, because for some reason I just did not have the poster ready to go.
I didn't know that he was going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp and in Quantumania. Did we know? Did we know
Yes, we
that?
did. We've talked about it, but it's fine, because also back then that was
I
pre
don't
Loki, so
remember
you
any
didn't
of
know.
this.
It's fine. It was pre Loki also, so you hadn't known who he even was yet.
Yeah.
Let
If
me
the
get
name
the here we go. This is the poster they
Excuse me.
revealed for it. So Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Whoa.
Quantumania, and there's Kang in the background there, looking
Mhm.
very devilish. So there you go.
And the one in the purple suit's supposed to be Cassie, I'm assuming?
Yes, I believe so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, any thoughts on that? No. I mean, I'm not as familiar with MODOK. It was an animated series on Hulu last year. That was separate from the MCU, but he is. It's a very famous comic character, so I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to just kind of explore all the ins and outs of this. But in terms of actual excitement, it's Ant-Man. I liked the last one more than I liked the first one, so we'll see.
You
Um,
like Ant-Man and the Wasp better than Ant-Man?
like leagues above it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big fan. I know it's a
Cool.
hot take. Next, the next panel, and this is the one that Kelsey got to get her tissues for, is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was the next presentation at the panel.
Why do I need
Kelsey,
tissues?
because you love this one. This is the one that's
Oh,
near and dear to your
okay.
heart, and because
Yeah.
the panel was so emotional. These actors, because we know it's a trilogy, and it's probably gonna be a trilogy, nothing more, and that is
Uh-huh.
sad. And for James Gunn, at least, James Gunn has confirmed that this was what he said at the beginning. He said this is the end of the Guardians era in the MCU. So we likely won't get any more Guardians of the Galaxy films after this. If anything,
Damn.
it would be a little spin-off, kind of like the Groot thing, maybe a cameo every now and then. But we also don't know who's going to survive this film or not. But like, this team up is not going to be seen again in the MCU in their own movie. Maybe in any movie, who knows? Like Thor: Love and Thunder,
Mm.
they were in there, but like, were they even? So James Gunn has confirmed that it is the end of the era. They showed the Guardians' first look. Of course, we are not going to see it for a long time, but the panelists saw it, because that's what you get for paying to go to San Diego Comic-Con. But there was one little
Mm.
thing leaked from the clips that they showed, or the little reel that they showed, and that is that we see Baby Rocket in this. We see a flashback of, I guess, when when Baby Rocket was rescued or saved, or I don't know. There's a human hand reaching out, and there's a Baby Rocket. So I don't know
Aw.
what that necessarily means. And James Gunn did say after that, he said, some stories have an end, doesn't mean everyone dies. So that doesn't mean everyone dies. Everyone's going to be fine, or not everyone's going to be fine, but some people are going to be fine. But what are your thoughts on hearing some of that? Before I pull up some casting news for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Actually, you see
Mm.
it now. I don't know why I did that, but casting news.
Oh, okay.
Chukwudi Iwuji, who was obviously just in Peacemaker, the DC series on HBO Max, huge breakout star from that. It stars as the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't really know what the High Evolutionary is, but that's
Giving me
him.
Ultron vibes.
Yeah, that is him. And also Maria Bakalova from Borat, subsequent movie film, Oscar nominee for Borat 2, stars as Cosmo, the dog, in Guardians of the Galaxy
Nice.
Volume 3. So we saw Cosmo in the first Guardians with the Collector, and now we're going to see Cosmo as a bigger role, I guess, in this one. I'll just continue scrolling through, because I think it'd be cool to see. But the cast, there they are, assembled on stage. So you have James Gunn and Kevin Feige over here. You have Chris Pratt. Looks like Karen Gillan, Palm Clementif, who plays Mantis, Sean Gunn, James's brother, and
Mhm.
then who is that? I
Is it
don't
the
know who that is.
guy
It
who's
might be the guy
giving
I just mentioned, and then Maria Bakalova, of course. It might be that guy, but he doesn't look
Hugo,
like that
who
guy.
is that?
He doesn't look like him though.
in
Oh
my
no,
head,
that's sorry, that's Will Poulter. That's Adam. Will Poulter playing Adam, the kid from Maze
wait,
Runner and all those
wait,
movies.
Will Poulter's gonna be in it?
Kelsey needs to go back and watch our old episodes. Yes, Will Poulter is playing Adam. We heard Adam's name dropped at the end of Guardians of
Oh,
the Galaxy
oh,
Volume
I
2.
knew that. I knew
Yes,
that.
you
I
knew
knew
that. You
that.
knew that. You knew that. You knew
Sorry.
that. So Will Poulter is playing Adam, and then of course they're all getting emotional. Chris Pratt was crying, and then of course Karen Gillan was crying, and Palm
Oh,
Clemente was crying. Yeah, we're getting baby Rocky Raccoon, and Sean Gunn says we fucking care. We do. It extends to all of us. It's the most beautiful thing when all your colleagues are on the same page. So that was it for the news.
I wonder if we're gonna
Actually,
get
they
Gamora
actually
back.
had Chukwudi Iwuji enter the panel as the evolutionary. So he entered the actual panel in costume. So that is the look.
Whoa, dope.
That was the big reveal for Guardians was that character was in it. I don't know if it's a villain or not. But we've got some Phase 6 news next. So let me just finish up with that. Last thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy. Are you excited? Are you a little sad that this is kind of like the last rodeo for the Guardians? What do you think of
Oh,
that?
I'm for sure sad, Dill. Um, but I have full faith in James Gunn and the cast
Mm.
that it's gonna be a fantastic project. I'm curious
Uh,
as to what Gamora's storyline may or may not be.
yeah.
Um, it's funny that you keep saying that they were all like so emotional about this, like kind of being the end of an era when like just based off the way like the vibes I got from the Guardians and Thor Love and Thunder, you'd think that they were so overplaying these characters. Maybe it was just not, maybe they were just like,
Well, maybe it was because also you got to think like James Gunn wasn't there for that one. Zoe Saldana wasn't there for that one. So maybe it's just like
yeah,
all of them being together in the moment. Because when you work on your own film, it's different than being a cameo in someone else's. Like, I
right.
bet Benedict Cumberbatch probably isn't like as much in love with Spider-Man No Way Home as he is with Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness because one is his movie, one's not. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Sure. But at least he looked like he was having a good time on that set. I don't
True,
know.
but
They were
also,
just
yeah, the
the
script was not good for
Guardians.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
So,
no, you're right. You're right.
um,
But I'm excited nonetheless.
yeah. So, all right, you want to talk about Phase 6 because that's what's
Y-
next.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is it for the individual. So we got a Secret Invasion, a She-Hulk, Guardians panel. We didn't get any panels for Ironheart, Blade, Agatha. Those are all coming later. We got a little bit of information about Phase 5 in general, Daredevil, and all that stuff. But now we're going to, before we get to Black Panther, because Black Panther was what closed, because that is like the big thing that's so soon. That's the thing that closed the panel. But we did get a little news on Phase 6. This is Phase 6. So we know
Mhm.
Thunderbolts is ending Phase 5. You mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be a fantastic movie, and this is also going to be a fantastic movie because we are kicking off Phase 6 with. Actually, we're kicking it off with something else, but this is the first movie of Phase 6, which is Fantastic Four. We knew it was
Okay.
coming. We knew it was gonna come at some point soon, but it is confirmed to be November 8th of 2024. Thoughts on that? That's all the information we got was a release date. Thoughts on that?
I wonder if this has anything to do with John Krasinski. That's all I'll say.
I wonder. We had heard a little bit of rumoring that Kevin Feige was approaching a very notable, famous director about it.
Mhm.
People were wondering if we were going to get a cast announcement or director announcement. My thoughts are they're still trying to lock down that director, and then they want the director to have some say with the cast because um, I think a lot of people were let down that they didn't hear a casting announcement for this. But D23 is in September, so they have from late July to early September to basically lock down a director and four actors, and I believe they will. Um, I don't think we need to know right away. This is happening in 2024. What I thought was interesting is that Phase Thunderbolts is happening in 2024 as well. So we're getting the end of Phase 5 and the beginning of Phase 6 in the same year, which has never happened before.
Mm.
Um,
Crazy.
so that's going to be very interesting. But that is all we got for Fantastic Four. But then, of course, we got to talk about the big one, and that is that we get this whole big timeline of all these dates. So these, and I'm not going to pull it up because it has two projects spoiled in the graphic, but we get fall 2024, fall 2024, winter 2024, winter 2025, spring 2025, like all these different random slots. So they have not announced any of these slots of what's going in there. They announced Fantastic Four in November of 2024, and then they announced two projects in 2025. And those projects, in May 2nd, 2025, we are getting Avengers the Kang Dynasty. That is the next Avengers film. Avengers the Kang Dynasty. We knew Kang was going to be a big part of Phase 5, and now it looks like he's going to be a big part of Phase 6 as well. And then we found out that is May, right? Month 5
Mm-hmm.
of the month. In month
Mm-hmm.
11, in November of the same year, we're getting Avengers Secret Wars. We are getting two Avengers films in the same year in 2025. One in May, one in November. We're getting Kang in November. We're getting Avengers Secret Wars we're getting Kang in May. We're getting Avengers Secret Wars in November 2025. And Avengers Secret Wars will be the end of Phase 6. And the Phase 4, 5, and 6 will finally come to an end, and that will be known as the Multiverse Saga. So we had the Infinity Saga.
Whoa.
Phases 1, 2, and 3 was the Infinity Saga. Phases 4, 5, and 6 is the Multiverse Saga. So to answer your question of where is this all going, this is
Yeah.
where it's going. The Multiverse Saga, meaning that all of these phases 4, 5, and 6, are all encompassed in one giant whole known as the Multiverse Saga. So basically, what we're in now is Act 1 of this Multiverse Saga. But yeah, we're getting, I'm going to pull it up here because this is an easier way to look at it. This was, oh, wait, no, not that. Oh, wait, shoot, I don't even have the graphic for that. Hold on one sec. I thought I had it. Oh, wait. Right here. Okay. This is what I wanted to bring up. So, right there, you see that is Phase 6 so far. We did not get any other news except for the fact that we are getting a project in this fall slot. Then we're getting November. We're getting Fantastic Four. Then some more projects in the fall, winter, spring. Then, of course, 2025 May, we get Avengers Kang Dynasty. We're getting two more things, probably series in there, and then, of course, ending with the Secret Wars. So that's all we're getting for
Wow.
Phase 6 so far, but we're getting basically the three huge films of Phase 6 right now. I'm assuming we'll get some things like maybe Armor Wars, maybe What If Season 3 in there, some other projects that have been teased, maybe in Eternals 2. That's all speculative. This is confirmed. This is Phase 6, and of course, as I mentioned, Multiverse Saga is the name of these three phases. So each phase isn't its own thing, but the three phases put together makes up the Multiverse Saga. So that was a huge little mic drop there. Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. And then it's funny because you said Wong Dynasty earlier. And then Avengers Secret Wars. I know you had one of these two titles spoiled for you. Did you have the fact that there would be two Avengers films spoiled for you?
No.
Yep.
And in the same year?
In the same year. Months
I'm
apart.
quaking.
So what did you have spoiled for you? Which one?
The Kang Dynasty.
Okay, so it's even cooler then that I followed it up. I would have hated for you to see Secret Wars and then me mention Kang Dynasty and you'd be like, wait, what? And then me be like, oh shit.
No, that was
but,
perfect.
Yeah, so
I
that was the end of Phase 6. The Phase 6 announcement. Before we get into Black Panther, what are your thoughts?
I mean, wow. I'm speechless. I'm excited to see like who our new group of Avengers, like who's that even going to entail? You know, past people from the movies, people from the TV shows.
And as we know, multiverse is like the theme of these phases. So people have said in the comics, like we could see, literally here could be Secret Wars. And I don't want to hype it up too much, but you could see the current MCU heroes. You could see the X-Men, the new X-Men, the old X-Men. You could see the old Fantastic Four. Toby and Andrew might come back for that. Who knows? This could be literally the comic book movie to end all comic book movies. And after this, I don't know how you go on to Phase 7. I think this is where you end it. This could be your big series finale. I know Marvel's going to go forever as long as they keep making the money, but like, we thought Endgame couldn't be topped, and maybe it can't. Maybe this is all going to fall apart, but it's like, how do you go bigger than Endgame? Okay, you go Secret Wars. How do you go bigger than that? And that's my question. How do you go bigger than that? I don't know. But that is very exciting. Two Avengers
By
movies in the same year. The visual effects teams are quaking, I'm sure. Yeah, it's so crazy. So crazy.
honestly, like, Dill, this all sounds very fun and dandy. The project that I'm honestly most excited for at this time right now is Loki season 2, because I
Okay.
feel like Loki is like the core of this multiverse,
Hmm.
like, happening. Like, I feel like the TVA just holds all the answers to all the questions that we have, which is,
Right.
how is this possible? How did the timelines intersect? How do we, jump from one timeline to the next? Like, I feel like
Hmm.
Loki and like Doctor Strange and like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, obviously, because now we have America Chavez and Spider-Man No Way Home. Um, happen like those were the three
Hmm.
main, multiversal themed projects that we got. And
Yeah.
so moving forward, like, I'm just really excited for
Yeah.
anything that entails that, because I just want this, now that we know that this is our end game, if you will.
Yeah.
I think they need to start driving this plot further,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure. And I just hope it doesn't get too out of hand to where it's like just such a mess, and then the end is just like either mass destruction of everyone or like
Mm,
a reset button. Like, how do you even fix this now? I don't know, but they've got time to figure it out. Honestly, though, 2025, it's really not that far away. It's 3 years away. I mean, you think about the original phases, like look at Phase Three. Like we started Phase Three in 2016, and it went to 2019. Like that's only 3 years. Like it's crazy that all these films come out in such a short period of time that it feels so far away,
mm,
but it's really not. Like
you're
there's really
right.
no like the 2025 is right around the corner, which is crazy. But that's always been the norm for Marvel. So we have to end though. This is the last part of the panel, and it's something we already knew was coming, but it was a really exclusive look at Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Mm.
Great trailer, I thought. Kelsey did watch
Mhm.
this trailer, so all the new news is done. This is the old news, but we get a little bit more insight to what the story is, or at least what it's standing for, and that seems mostly to be a memorial for T'Challa, as it
Mhm.
should be. I thought this trailer was stunning. I've said before, I
Yeah.
thought I was worried. I've been worried with all the rewrites, with all the production problems, with people in the cast saying vaccination is bad for you and being anti-vax, and then finally coming around to it, and other cast members literally passing away. Like it's very tough to
Yeah.
deal with the production troubles they've had, but it seems like they might have pulled something beautiful together. We don't know yet. We haven't
Mhm.
seen it. A trailer can be misleading in good or bad ways. I thought the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer was miles better than the movie itself. I thought the
Mm.
Eternals trailer was way worse than the movie itself, but other people disagreed. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this trailer, on this project? This is the next thing we're getting after She-Hulk, so I'm very excited. What do you think?
Well, like you said, Dill, like, first thing you notice is that the visuals are very stunning. Granted, not a lot gets said in this little teaser trailer that they gave us. Like, we're really only getting shots of like some beautiful scenery. Wakanda, we're underwater a lot
Hmm.
in this teaser trailer. There's a literal water birth that happens in this teaser trailer. And it all looks very, in a word, but like not in a bad way, just like mournful. Like, I
Hmm.
think, these characters and these people and like us, like, are all going to find some sort of solace in this movie to kind of like move forward some way, somehow, without
Hmm.
this exceptional talent that was Chadwick Boseman. And
Hmm.
yeah, we only got like we got a breadcrumb of information, and that was that Angela Bassett's character, Ramonda, took over the mantle of running Wakanda, that
Hmm.
she is the queen.
Yes.
And at some point during the teaser trailer, I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but she does say, I'm the queen of the most, like, uh the richest nation in the world, and
Hmm.
my entire family's gone. So that sounds to me like maybe
Not good
we're
news for Shuri,
not good
basically.
news for Shuri,
Um,
but also I'm thinking maybe that's a flashback moment to a blip scene, if you will, when
oh,
Shuri
Okay.
And
And
they were all
T'Challa were both
gone
gone. Yeah,
when
that's a
they
good point.
yeah.
I didn't even think of that. My thought, and this was my theory, was that maybe because we see even in the first movie, T'Challa basically was gone, went to the ancestral plane and came back.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if his sister might follow in his shoes, I could see this being a moment where Shuri goes down. Angela Bassett has this moment, and then Shuri comes back as the Black Panther. That was where I was going, but the blip
Oh,
thing
maybe.
that makes a lot of sense, and I haven't even thought of that, but that makes a
That
lot of
was
sense. Um, some things we knew were rumored that got confirmed. Namor is going to be in this film. He is basically the Marvel equivalent of Aquaman, and we did see a
mm,
lot of cool underwater shots of whales and people riding whales. We are
uh-huh.
getting Atlantis in this film, which is exciting. We haven't seen Atlantis in the MCU. We've only seen it in the DC. And Tino Huerta, who's playing Namor, was the confirmed sighting in that trailer, and Dominique Thorne. We saw the first look at Ironheart, which was so exciting. Do we see that shot of her and Shuri doing the little like handshake thing? We see her building
Oh.
some stuff. She's another very smart one. It makes sense why she would be in this film because Vibranium
Yeah.
and Iron Man and Ironheart. That's the first shot of her that we've seen. So we're gonna get introduced to Ironheart in this. We're gonna see Namor. I don't know if he's gonna be a villain or not in this. I assumed he was. We see more of M'Baku. We see some of Michaela Cole's character in this. She's new as well as Anika. Um, really, really great trailer. I thought it was very nice. The only thing we don't know now is how does Michael B. Jordan fit in? Because we've heard he's back. So where are they going to put him in? How can they possibly fit him in? And maybe it is more
Mm,
flashback stuff. Maybe he's going to
mhm.
be in the ancestral plane for someone else. Who knows? So that's where they. But then
Oh.
why wouldn't T'Challa also? Well, I know practically why, but like, but it wouldn't make story sense why it would be him and not T'Challa unless there's some sort of evil ancestral plane. I don't know. I could write this thing.
Mm.
No, I
Could
can't because
you?
it is a tough task. It is a tough task, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But that was it. That was the end of the Comic Con panel. A lot of information. Just to recap, we got confirmations of release dates for the things we knew were coming, such as Secret Invasion and Ironheart and Blade. We got new announcements of stuff like the Daredevil series. We got an announcement of Fantastic Four and the new 2 Avengers films that we're going to get. We got confirmation that Phase 4 is ending with Wakanda Forever, and that we're getting Phase 5 in its entirety, ending with Thunderbolts, starting Phase 6 early with some Fantastic Four stuff, ending it with those 2 big Avengers films. And we got confirmation of some casting: Bill Murray, Maria Bakalova, some fun faces in the MCU, and some animated stuff. I don't know what else there is to say, but general thoughts on all this. Give me your top 3 most anticipated projects of this whole slate.
Well, okay, like I said. Oh god. Oh my god.
I can start.
We just named so much stuff. Okay, go
My
ahead, Dylan.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is one of my favorite things ever. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is obviously up there. Very excited for the Daredevil continuation, only because then I can go back and watch the other
Mm.
series as well. Very excited for that. And I'm really excited about Thunderbolts. I like the idea of this like anti-hero organization. I want to see more Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I want to see more Wyatt Russell. Love that guy. So not the character, but I love his portrayal of it.
Yeah,
So those
yeah,
are probably
yeah.
the 3 I'm most stoked about: Guardians, Thunderbolts, and Daredevil. But again,
Mm.
Blade is so exciting. Wakanda Forever is going to be great, I hope. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I would have to say, Dill, it's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Loki Season 2, as I
Yes.
said, and honestly, I'm just gonna put them together, the next 2 big Avengers movies.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting 2 more Avengers movies. That's crazy. Yeah, we got so much information, but we're also going to get so much more in September, D23. But in the meantime, between then and now, we have some fun stuff planned. So, this was our news haul day. We wanted to get all this out of the way just so we could, you know, share the news. August 1st, you're getting more trivia. We're giving you 2 great matches, or 1 great match, a triple threat match with Noah, Carrie, and Chad, and another match between me and Matt, which we don't know is going to be great or not. I'll probably lose miserably. Who knows? We're going to be filming that later this week. And then She-Hulk comes on August 17th. So
17th.
we're going to basically have 2 weeks off to do whatever we want. Maybe we'll do a movie club. And one of those 2 days, I'm thinking maybe we do our little taste test video that we've been hyping up. Maybe we do that for the 8th or something. And
Yeah.
then, of course, the 22nd, we'll be here with some She-Hulk. We'll be doing that basically all month of September because it's going to be a longer series than 6 episodes, so I've heard. We'll also pair those She-Hulk episodes with I Am Groot episodes, so we can just kind of give you a little bit of both, because those are going to be little short films. So we're probably not going to like that'll be our news for the week is the I Am Groots, because I don't think we need to go into full reviews of them. And then
Sure.
in October, I don't think we have anything in October until Black Panther in November. So we're gonna have to like fill some time. Maybe get back. We're gonna have some more trivia as always, but we're gonna have to get back to maybe some movie clubs, maybe just some other fun retrospectives, going back and watching Daredevil again, maybe. But we have some
Mm.
time still for that. Maybe diving into some of the other Marvel shows. But that is all for today. Kels, I know it was a long one. I know we're both very tired, but how you feeling after all that?
I'm feeling very excited.
Good.
And even though, phase 4 wasn't everyone's favorite phase, I'm hopeful and excited for the future of the MCU for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can find me at Dylan_Randazzo at Twitter and or Letterboxd. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe, like, share with your friends. If you're listening to us on podcasts, thank you just as much. We appreciate it. But please continue sharing it with your friends. Give us those 5-star reviews. We want to be seen. We want people to see this because we love this. We do this for you, and we want as many viewers as possible. Not selfishly for ourselves. I don't care if we don't make a single dime on this thing. It's more of Kelsey has given her time. So many other people give their time on this channel, and they deserve to be heard. And I'm here too. But I do want all of you to hear because we do this for you because we love you and we want to inform you, especially with this one. We just let you know all the new stuff coming out if you didn't see any of the Comic-Con stuff. So we appreciate you listening. Kelsey, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Kelsey A. Kilpatrick. You could follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to jumpstart my TikTok career at Cause13, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cause Productions.
That's right. So we'll see you next week with some trivia. Place your bets. Go on to the Facebook page, Dill Pickle Movie Network, and place your bets. Me or Matt? Who do you think's going to win? And who do you think's going to win that juicy triple threat match? Let us know on the page. Let us know down below. Tell us which corner you're in, and we'll let the competitors know when we record this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.